Hey everybody, I do hope you've recovered from D23 this past August, and I say that because we have another D23 on the horizon. And by horizon, I mean like days from now. This D23 I speak of is D23 Brazil, and it's coming to Sao Paulo on November 8th, 9th, and 10th. This is the first time Disney has brought a D23 event to Brazil, and since a significant number of Walt Disney World guests come from Brazil, I think this is a great way for the Walt Disney Company to acknowledge their fandom and bring a little bit of Disney to them. Plus, it means more news for me and for you. Now, we should tamper our expectations a little. This D23 is not going to be on the scale of Anaheim's D23, and we're not getting another parks panel on the scale of Horizons a few months ago. However, we are getting something. In addition to exhibits dedicated to Disney Cruise Line and Walt Disney World on the show floor, FYI, the Disney World exhibit is projecting Happily Ever After in a theater, which I think is great. But on Saturday, November 9th, is the Described Disney Experiences news panel, which is where they're expected to make some theme park announcements. And while I would love for Disneyland to get some love here, I think it's going to be tailored to Disney World. So if you're ready for even more rumors and speculation about the Disney parks, I've got you covered with my 6 predictions for D23 Brazil. And the first is more detail on Animal Kingdom's Tropical Americas, or at least Phase 1. As I discussed in a recent video, Disney is set to break ground on the first phase of Tropical Americas in January, with Encanto being the first attraction on the docket, followed by Indiana Jones, and with plans for the entire land to be completed by 2027. Disney has shown us models, concept art, they've dropped some details, but I think D23 Brazil is a great place to reveal all the info, including storylines for both rides, or at least Encanto. I've actually heard a rumor about the ride vehicle design, and I'm curious to see if it's true and if they shared that during this event. But I also think at this event they could unveil concept art for other corners of the land, like Restaurantosaurus's redo, the new carousel, the plaza, and more. Now, I know that Encanto is set in Colombia, not Brazil, and Disney described Tropical Americas as the area just north and south of the equator, suggesting Brazil might not be included. But I would not be surprised if Disney has some idea in mind to represent Brazil in this land in some form or fashion, or they might have another plan in the works, which I will share with you here in just a second. Okay, my second prediction is confirmation for where Monsters Inc. land is going at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Unfortunately for Disney, the controversy surrounding the possibility that Monsters Inc. land might replace Muppets Courtyard literally dominated August post D23 conversation. I don't think it's happening. I think Disney would like to put it elsewhere. I think that's what's actually going to happen. But for the moment, I think Disney wants to put all the fan aggression to rest, and they're waiting for this D23 to do it. I'm expecting we'll get some new concept art that won't cause such an uproar, and news that it's actually going to replace Animation Courtyard. Moving right along, something else to expect at D23 Brazil is Magic Kingdom news. Not only am I expecting further updates for the plans for Big Thunder Mountain, but also the Cars land that's replacing Tom Sawyer Island, and to some controversy as well. I'm very interested to see how Disney addresses this project, since they opted not to show the big piece of concept art until after D23 in August, because they probably expected some backlash. But with construction about to begin on Big Thunder and this project, I think they'll have to share some updates and a clearer vision about what's in store. As for the rest of Magic Kingdom, I'm also expecting further details about the upcoming parade and maybe an opening date for that Pirates of the Caribbean lounge. So this next prediction of mine is an obvious one, and that's a test track update. D23 in August shared little about the ongoing redo, and what they did share kind of confused me. So I'm hoping for some clarity and maybe an opening date as well. Okay, This next prediction comes from a rumor I've been hearing, but I fully admit I don't know a ton about, and that's Disney's collaboration with Epic Games in Fortnite. If that's your thing, it sounds like we're getting much more details and information during the panel, or at least at some point during D23 Brazil. Side note though, Epic Games helped with Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Maybe, just maybe, we will get more info about the ride's upcoming Mandalorian overlay. Something to watch for. My last confident prediction for D23 Brazil is Disney Cruise Line news. D23 Brazil specifically referenced the Disney Treasure in its information, which is supposed to set sail a few weeks after this event. Therefore, since this is Disney's latest and greatest, they're gonna want to spotlight it. I've been expecting some additional looks inside the ship and probably beyond concept art, maybe actual stills, and I think this is where Disney is going to reveal all of that. I also think we'll get more information about the Disney Destiny and Disney Adventure, and maybe, just maybe, news about the other ships that Josh D'Amaro announced in August. So those are my 5 D23 Brazil predictions, but I'm not done just yet. I have a big swing prediction for you, and that is a Brazil Epcot Pavilion. Disney has been trying to add another World Showcase pavilion to Epcot for years, and specifically Brazil. In fact, allegedly, Disney was going to announce this pavilion at a D23 several years ago and pulled the plug last minute. Given the disaster that Epcot's redo has been, a surefire hit to cleanse everyone's palate would be a new addition to World Showcase, and what better place to announce it than at D23 Brazil? Plus, since Disney in the past has worked with countries to sponsor Epcot pavilions, it's possible that this entire D23 Brazil event is part of that agreement. Well, that's all I have for you today. If I do hear any additional news or reports ahead of D23 Brazil on November 8th, I'll be sure to share them with you here. And if we do get new concept art or announcements during the event, you know I'll be here sharing them with you and breaking it all down. So please stay tuned to the channel, and I would so appreciate if you consider liking this video and subscribing as well for all the latest. But regardless, thank you for taking the time to watch, and I hope you have a magical day.